Time travel is an interesting topic. There's various stories floating around online of people who claim to have time traveled. Although these stories are interesting and they make you think about the future, scientists have said that none of them are true. They are all made up, and that there's no evidence that anyone has ever time traveled. Regardless, this hasn't stopped people from coming forward with their stories of time travel. One time traveler who wishes to stay anonymous came forward and detailed what they saw in the future. They said that they worked for a government project that selected a few individuals to be part of a top secret mission. The man didn't go into detail about the project, but said that during the process the candidates were kept in the dark in regards to what the mission was about, and didn't find out until last minute that they would be part of a group that would time travel. The only credentials he listed was that he was high up in the military, had dedicated his life to the services, didn't have family and didn't have any children, saying that this was one of the requirements needed in order to be part of the team. The man detailed that energy never leaves the universe, and that once it's out there it can still be seen if you have the correct machinery. The device that allowed him to time travel would lock onto these clusters of energy that were floating around in the universe, and in turn the machine would turn them into moving images. He also detailed that there was another machine that would allow you to travel forwards in time, or at least see events that would play out in the future. He said the following: "Many time travel claims may not be wrong, because what I may have seen on one timeline may not match up with what someone else has seen on another. There's countless possibilities that could happen to our universe in the future, and when we lock onto these cosmic energies, we are just seeing one possibility out of an infinite number of possibilities." End quote. The man detailed that our future doesn't look bright, or that the timeline in which he saw doesn't look good for humanity. He detailed that mass famine will spread across the world in the next 100 years, and that freedom will be virtually non-existent. He details that this doesn't plan out in the way that many people think it would, saying that there's not a horrible leader, but rather the vast majority of humans voluntarily give up their freedom without knowing. He said that doing basic things in the future will be tough for the majority of humanity, also noting that the human population levels out at around 10 billion people. He says that by 2150, 4 billion people will be very poor, and will struggle to drink and eat. He said that there will be an overruling one world government that will lay out plans to help these people live, but in doing so the majority of their freedom will be given up because they can't afford to own anything. The man ended by saying this is just one outcome he saw, and that it doesn't necessarily mean that it will come true. Regardless though, he did warn that if we stay on the same path we're on, it will greatly affect humanity in the long run. Other alleged time travelers have said that the future they've seen will not benefit the majority of humanity, and that we need to change our ways. Online users who have heard these stories have given their opinions, with some believing them while others have said they're just stories. One online user said the following: "This part of me that wants to believe that time travelers are real, but then the other part of me doesn't want to believe this happens. Part of me also thinks that these people may be part of the top 1%, and that they're sending a warning out to us, but using the disguise as being a time traveler so they don't out themselves. I've heard a few of these time travel stories, and some of them detail the same thing. Perhaps it's someone trying to warn us about the future, and that they're trying to open our eyes to what's going on before it's too late." End quote. Well, this person doesn't buy into the idea that people can time travel, saying the following: "Although I like to hear these kinds of stories, to me they're just fiction. It's just someone making up stories for entertainment purposes." End quote. Scientists have said in regards to time travel that although evidence of this being able to occur in our universe is yet to be proven, according to the efforts made in understanding gravitational waves and the warping of space and time, Einstein came across a strange revelation when it came to understanding the nature of distance in the universe. It was originally believed in classical physics that the shortest possible distance between 2 points was that of a straight line drawn between both points. However, Einstein challenged this idea by noting that the very fabric of space and time could be warped and bent, meaning that the shortest distance between 2 points is rather the 2 points being directly folded on top of each other. His analogy was often compared to a worm and an apple. Rather than going around the surface of the apple to get to the other side, the worm could burrow through the apple, creating a hole in the surface and appearing directly on the other side. It's of no surprise then that this theoretical tear through the fabric of space and time is referred to as that of a wormhole. This means that if properly achieved, movement across the universe could be shortened to something known as instantaneous transportation. This means that rather than travelling any distance whatsoever, theoretically one would have to travel no distance at all, and would seemingly appear at the desired location at any distance across the universe. Once the mechanisms for how such a movement is achieved, it would be possible that to travel between planets, we would not even have to exit the atmosphere to appear on the other side of the universe. So what do you make of these time travel stories, and what do you think will happen in the future? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.